So it's been a minute since I last posted. So I was talking about how I was gonna, bookend my whole approach to my channel. Basically, it was going to be through my job, which I traveled a lot for. I was going to be able to tour the North and, bring you all kinds of cool footage of shit I've seen. That's changed. Now I don't travel for work anymore, so I don't get to see as much different locations, different towns, different places as I really thought I would. And with the funds being depleted the way they will be eventually, it's just it kind of makes it impossible for the original idea of why I wanted to be here in the first place. So it's just going to turn into now my adventure, basically. Came out for a ride today. It's Canada Day. There's motorcycles everywhere. The wife's at work, so I went down to Wolseley Bay. As you've seen in the footage, it was just packed. Not really a place I wanted to hang out. I kind of like being by myself as much as I can. I am at a memorial right now, or something. It's got a Métis flag, but I'm not too exactly sure what it is. It's just off Highway 64, just around Noelville, Levine kind of area. Let's see what it's all about. I don't know if you can hear them, but there's something kind of over my right shoulder in the bushes there. When I pulled in, I was noisily getting my gear out. And I looked just over my shoulder, and there was a family of fucking groundhogs behind me. They stayed there long enough for me to at least get the Fuji out and get some shots, a little bit of slow-mo. But trying to go through too many brambles and twigs and sticks, the autofocus was no good. By the time I had switched it to manual and got my settings right, they let out a big scream and then ducked out into the woods, and I never saw them again. So don't make my mistake, kiddies. Set up your cameras before you leave the house. Don't just think I'll throw it in a custom setting and I'm good to go. For me, it's the ND filters. I'm constantly struggling with NDs. I got one on this thing today, but I'd say just having my shit together when I need it is my biggest thing. So when I say I wanted to put it as a series, that was kind of my plan. The first 5 videos I made were out. I think the last one was out as little as 3 weeks before I released anything out online. Everything was shot. It was just me, again, with, good buddies. Well, my one good buddy, Dice, basically. It was just me learning the software. Before that, I had only ever made videos on fucking iMovie, DJI Mimo, shit like that. And as I created the videos, I would always have conversations like, what's the point? What do I have here to say more than anybody else? And Dice said to me, he says, Andrew, he says, people on YouTube watch everything all the time. If you are somebody people can relate to, if you are somebody people can like, then they'll watch you. So after having, and the 6th one, that intro video I made, the very first one I made was actually the first video I'd ever put together. It was just a scene of me waking up in the morning, having a drink of water in a coffee cup, because everybody on YouTube drinks coffee, and I wanted to change that. And that was just kind of me learning the ropes on how to use, Adobe and DaVinci. I finally settled on DaVinci because it was the easiest for me to wrap my head around, and I got a code for a pretty good, decent price. But it was pushing through. My wife and my friends and my family that told me, you know, this doesn't need to be anything or do anything. And it doesn't need to go anywhere. If I'm enjoying it, then I'm enjoying it. Which is why I had to take that 2-week break. Because it was like, I'm gonna film all these and then I'll do enough touring around in the meantime that I'll have all kinds of footage. And then it got to the last one, it aired, and I needed another one for the next week. And now I have a job where I work for somebody else and I can't just do what I want. And it was getting to the point where it was kind of stressing me out. And that's not the point of this at all. If I'm stressed out about putting out content, then it's not fun, it won't be good, and there's zero fucking point in doing it. If I'm not out here having fun, you know, in the outdoors for me and enjoying it, then why are you gonna watch it? It makes no point, it makes no sense. So, to let the cat out of the bag a little bit, the business I ran and the work I've done for the past 20 odd years is drilling and mining. I started drilling for a small outfit in Guelph when I was 18 or 19, I forget. And I just kind of bounced around chasing the money ever since. And it hasn't made me happy. It's sure you give the illusion of happy, and you know, by having things that people enjoy, they assume you are happy. Not that I was rich by any stretch of the imagination, because I was not. But I thought that going at the YouTube approach by having a complete body of work ready to put out would fare greater to me. I thought I did all the homework on this. I thought I know what I'm doing. I've read and watched all the same videos you have, or articles, whatever. And just by having them out one after another every week, it hasn't mattered, I find. The video I didn't like the most, and I almost didn't put out, was the Minnehaha Bay, where I was playing with my old Zenit EM. I thought it was too long. I thought it was too drawn out and boring, but I, for some reason, had misplaced the original files. My computer could not find them. So I was like, you know what? I have this, I did it, I've put the effort into it, I'm gonna put it out. To date, that's still the most watched video I have. So, coming in a little cocky thinking I had this figured out, I do not. And that's kind of exciting. And not cocky like, oh, I'm gonna be rich, or oh, I'm gonna get this figured out and it's gonna pick up immediately. Obviously, I'm not an idiot, so I didn't think that. But I did think that consistency and, you know, B-roll value, I guess, for less of a better phrasing, was gonna put me up there, but it's not. It really is about the content. Like, that's some shit, who'd have thunk it? People really actually care what people have to say. To the point where my camera bag when I left was a full-size low pro Tactic 450 AW, this big massive thing with all this fucking gear all the time. Now I take any B-roll I can on a cell phone, and the Osmo Pocket 3, and I leave basically all my bodies at home except for the 150 to 600. I can't, it's great for the wildlife stuff, but I can't bring it with me on the bike. I'm too worried about messing up the inside elements. So I just leave the 18 to 120 f4 on the XH2S. And you know, it fits in a saddlebag quite nicely. And I can't be weighed down because this is supposed to be fun. And lugging bags and stressing about what video is gonna go out is not fun. It's not gonna produce good work, period. Better gear doesn't mean better content. More B-roll, more landscapes doesn't mean better content. Me being honest and me enjoying myself, filming and editing and enjoying it, and putting out things that I'm happy about and I stand behind. That's what I want to make. So what's it about now? Well, let's try this again. Nice to meet you. My name is Andrew Bishop. I am a former miner and drill rig operator, and I'm a photographer, and that's who I want to be. If you'll allow me, and you want to continue to follow me on my journey, I still got a bunch more to show you. I like F1, I build scale models, I tinker in my garage, and I go to the gym when my wife begs me to. And I want to be a better person, and I want to put out better content.